Good morning, welcome everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Chrissy and today I'm going to be giving you a prediction reading for the 8th of September. Now if you are new, don't forget to subscribe and I will just get started. And firstly, I just want to say congratulations over there for your new Prime Minister in England, London and Downing Street. I think it's Liz Truss, isn't it? God, I watched a video this morning with Carl Vernon. I know you guys watch him, a lot of you out there. He's so funny. And he's got the health minister that's just been sworn in, I think it is. And she does not look like a picture of health. He's got pictures of her on his video with her smoking a big cigar, got the wine in one hand, and then the dribble all down the shirt. Oh, Carl Vernon, he does make me laugh. Go check him out if you haven't, because he's just hilarious. He does conjure up a picture, I tell you. Okay, I'll close my eyes, we'll get started, and we'll see what comes up. Oh, I'm getting Australia. Yes, I don't get Australia too often. Australia is the experiment down under. So we are an experiment. I've always said that. We knew Canada was. We knew Australia was. We still are an experiment. Yesterday here, actually, Perrottet, the New South Wales, yes, Premier, he actually came out and said, yes, they have a plan and they brought out their plans and their drafts, was it, for their new sustainable cities they're bringing out. Oh, yes. And it's around the Sydney region because a lot of these surrounding areas are like little cities around Sydney. We've got Newcastle and different places. I think it's Wollongong maybe mentioned in that. So, yes, he's announced it. They're building some very sustainable cities with a lot of renewables and very affordable housing. Yes, so I would say the smart cities are probably getting rolled out now. So that's where we're at in Australia. The giant experiment is moving forward. Lots happening here. So yes, that's finally been announced that he's rebuilding these very renewable and affordable cities. 6 of them apparently so far. Anyway, there's probably more to come. I'll see where else we go. And the guides are saying like no one's aware of what's coming next. Like, we're aware of a lot of things, and I always talk about it here that we see a lot of the tip of the iceberg, but we still don't know the depths and the complexities of what's actually going on and what's going to really be coming towards us. We're prepared at all times, but these people waking up, we've got to remember they're fairly clueless to the Great Reset agenda. They're still working out that all these things are interconnected and go together. See, it's not easy to work out. We know it's very complex. Like I said yesterday, it's like the scrambled eggs and the omelette. Everything's just really thrown in together and cooked together like an omelette. All your ingredients just go into the same thing. But there is more coming. There's a lot more coming. Like we've noticed here in the last few months, they've been really touching the health industry. We've got the corporate medical centres, yes, popping up everywhere in Australia, apparently, to take the pressure off the hospital. So you guys will probably get this stuff as well. But the guys are saying there is a lot more coming. A lot more coming. Gosh, I'm getting the reduction of car parking spaces in the cities, or they're going to try and eliminate parking from the cities. Now, for anyone who lives in a city, parking is so costly anyway. It's like crazy dear. It was dear years ago when I used to live in the city. I lived in the city of Brisbane here in Queensland. And I grew up there, and the parking was always very dear if you drove into the city. So what they're going to be working on when they're starting to rebuild these smart cities, they're going to really reduce the parking. The parking's going to be really limited. And I don't just mean the small parking spots, because we know that's happening with the electric car things moving forward. They're going to reduce the size of the car parks. But I really believe they're going to start eliminating car parks out of the cities because they want everyone to catch public transport, don't they? Because it's easier to control everyone when you know when they've ticketed on and off and how far they've travelled. And as we know, it's credit scoring and carbon emissions and all this stuff. So I'm definitely getting that when these cities are starting to be built, they're going to really ease back on the parking spaces. It's going to become, well, a problem for the little people, but not for them. It's going to be great because they'll be able to keep track of everyone, and everyone will have to use the, I'm guessing, smart rails or the train systems or trams or whatever they're implementing. And so people are going to be forced out of parking in the city. So I'm definitely getting that. They're showing me those big, like, parking buildings, but they're just going to start to become obsolete. They're not building any new ones is probably what I'm saying. And as they age, they're just going to knock them down and rebuild buildings and things like that. Or smart train stations instead. So I'm definitely getting that. There's going to be this reduction of people being able to drive into the cities. All that, of course, the elites' convenience, because it's easier to track us. I'll see where else we go today. Now, this is for you guys watching my channel. We've got to start channeling our real inner wisdom now. We've got to get the smarts. We've got to really tap into our psychic abilities, our knowledge, our life experiences, the guides are saying, because we're going to have to pull all this into gear. So it's almost showing me like us sitting in a car and we're going to have to pull things into gear. So it's like you're driving a manual car and you're going to have to take off. You're going to have to always be ready to take off. So it's showing me like fifth gear, which means pretty much you've gone through first, second, third, and fourth, and you're in fifth now. So you're pretty much on the highway and you're flying along, because first is obviously taking off gear. So we've got to be able to quickly maneuver things and get into that fifth gear really quickly when things start coming out, which sounds like there's going to be quite a lot more. We have to be ready for it. So we've got to, it's saying we have to join our own dots, which we're pretty good at. We're pretty good at joining our own dots and putting the visual of the pictures together of where our lives are headed and what the reset's rolling out next. And because what happens with us, we have this, like I always talk about, we have this inner knowing and this understanding. And when we get like a little snippet of information, it might just be something very quick. It's like a sign from the universe that we've got to take notice of it. And it's almost like, I guess you could relate it to, like, for some people, like that red flag where they get, oh, what's that? You know, we get it very, very early, and we manage to somehow, I don't know how exactly, but we can piece things together. Perhaps it's because we do our research, because maybe because we've taught ourselves things a lot through life, but we've got to really pull our wisdom and knowledge into the forefront, like, of our mind now, and really use it moving forward, because it's saying these next, it's sort of saying these next, I guess you could say 6 months, but it's more pulling it back sort of to next 4 months are going to be a little tricky to navigate. So we've got to be very wise in our choices now moving forward. And that could be, and this is global, and that could be around financial. We've got to really have the smarts when it comes to our finance. If we get that urge to pull, for example, money out of the bank, we go and do it. We don't hesitate. And that's what the guides are kind of saying. I'm not saying you have to do that. I'm just saying if you got that gut feeling that, oh, something's not right here, I'm going to do that, just act on it, because we've got that ability to see to sense, know, and feel what's coming at us. So we can always react and respond, hit the car into fifth gear, and we just take off. So that's what's going to be happening with us in the next sort of 4 to 5 months. And I'm not saying that to overwhelm you. I'm just saying that because we're very fortunate that we have the ability to see things very early through our crystal glasses, which I've always talked about. So we can kick things into fifth gear and just take off. And like the UFO, just take off and disappear again and stay out of the nonsense. But I do feel like this, the agenda, they're coming hard and fast now. They're sort of ramping it up again. I said they'd rolled their red carpet out and they were starting things again. Well, they're ramping it up again. And see, this is where we've got to be very aware, and we always are here, about the distractions that they're feeding us. Like, I think pretty much if most of us pulled up our feeds on our iPads, YouTube, phones, whatever, we're going to see a lot of the Meghan Markle, Prince Harry. This is the kind of stuff they're distracting everybody with because it's easy. It's easy because people go, what's she saying now? So these are the things we've got to be very aware of, that we're not missing the actual things that are in between. It's like showing me reading between the lines. See, we can read between the lines. Look at us talking about body language yesterday when these people are laughing, these parliamentary leaders and things while they're talking. We see and sense and feel that. See, a lot of people sitting in their lounge room who are the ones waking up probably don't even sense that or see it because they don't know the sinister motives and what these global leaders and how they're trying to take us all down to nothing. They don't see that, but we do see it. We know it. So it's like we can feel that vibration even through the TV set if we're watching it on TV or through a video on YouTube or whatever. You can feel the vibration still. I often talk about that. Words come with an energy behind them. It doesn't matter if it's in an email, a text. It doesn't even have to be a visual. It can just be something online. You'll see them here under my channel. I get comments down below, and often they're a bot. I know that they are. There was one talking about my laugh, and I know my laugh can probably be a bit irritating, but they will attack you where where you start to become a little self-conscious. They're very good at doing that because they don't want the truths coming out, do they? So whenever I see that, I take it as a positive anyway. Plus, I've got, I think, girlfriends who still attack me even on this channel. Oh my God, even though it's all rolling out in front of their very eyes and they've actually been led down a ridiculous path that was all lies and deception. But that's not for me to have to deal with. That's for them to have to deal with, They're finally finding out the truth and they don't like it. So this is the kind of thing that we're going to have to really be aware of and navigate in the next 4 months. It's important that we flip into that fifth gear and we take off. And I'm not saying that'll happen to all of us, and it's not going to happen like really dramatically. But when we get those alarm bells, that's when we need to, because we will see the bigger picture. See, a little droplet of information will come out, but we'll see the big picture. We'll just sense, no, something's wrong here. We're out of here. So we've got to continue to keep doing that and stay in our own truth and our beliefs in moving forward in the next 4 months, and not get dragged into the nonsense, because all that's going to do, and that's what the guides are saying, all that'll do is take our power away from us and drag us backwards. So we've got to keep moving forwards, and that's a message for you guys today. Hang on a sec. Getting Paris is rising. See, I've been getting France for a couple of weeks, haven't I? So I'm definitely getting Paris is rising. People are standing up. We're not going to see any of this on mainstream media, but I think you guys know that out there. That's info that we can all share. If we see protest marches, these people are so tired. They really are. Strikes. We can share all that information because we need to be putting that in people's faces. So it plants those little subliminal messages. We know how susceptible these people are to subliminal messages. It does have an impact on them. So we can share that. Maybe not the jab stuff. I still tell you to be very careful of that. That mass psychosis ran very, very deep, and it really did hypnotize people. So that's why they trigger up into their pain body so easily, and their anger just vents out on us. So don't be the whipping post, like I keep saying. Stay away from the people waking up. Let's see if something to close with today. I'm getting this image that New York's kind of dying. Like I'm getting that song New York. I think it was off Sex and the City. I'm pretty sure. There's a song New York. It's New York. Oh, I can't think who sings it. But it used to be this really vibrant, happening place where everybody wanted to visit and they'd buy their shoes and they'd shop downtown. Well, I'm getting that New York is like dying. It's becoming like the ghost town. It's kind of dying. Like people, what's going to happen, and we know what's causing it. It's that financial collapse. People haven't got the money to spend. People haven't got the money to travel. So I'm getting like that New York, and America's becoming one of those places. No offense to you guys over there, because I know you guys are living through it. It's not a place people are wanting to, because there's tired energy. See, everybody's tired of Biden. They're tired of the Hunter Biden laptop. They're tired of all the BS. I mean, we all know that Biden's in cognitive decline. God, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to see how much he's deteriorated. And we know that the puppet masters are all running the show. We don't know who the real president is, do we? So people in America are really tired. And like I keep saying, it makes them feel very vulnerable. So I'm getting New York for some reason. It's like no one's wanting to sort of travel there at the moment. You think about it, it's not a place that's high on the bucket list of a lot of people. I guess it's that unknown, isn't it? But I do feel like it's not. Like I remember years ago, people would always want to go to Disneyland and America and do all these things. But I feel like America's in a real, it just feels like you're in a bit of a tourism slump at the moment. It's not a destination that people are like going, oh yeah, let's go there. They're kind of going other places. I'm getting like the Greek islands. I don't think there's many going to Canada either, I'm afraid. But there's like people are wanting to go to these more sort of tropical locations where they can relax, and I guess that's their way of trying. These people waking up, trying to filter out the world. They're looking for that more relaxing kind of experience for their holidays. So yeah, I'm getting that New York is kind of dying. That'll give them the opportunity to turn it into a smart city then, wouldn't it? And refresh it all and give it a big facelift. Oh, don't be surprised if that comes next. That wouldn't surprise me at all. With sustainable housing, because there's obviously there would be a big homeless crisis, I imagine, in New York. So that's what I'm getting there. Hang on. I'll see if there's something to close with today. Sorry, guys, sometimes I just get this tired energy, which pretty much represents how everybody's feeling. Everybody's tired of all this. We had more interest rate rises here yesterday. It's just nuts, isn't it? It just never ends. I'm sure you guys are going through it as well. See, this is the sad part. These people waking up, they feel like they're beneath government. It's just nuts, isn't it? They forget that we all vote. Not that it makes any difference. We all vote these government leaders in to support us, to guide us, and to listen to the people, which we know they're not doing. So these people are so downtrodden, like I said, the squash grape in the Sultana the other day, that they feel like they're way beneath government. Like government, I wish they'd take them off that pedestal. A lot of these people have still got government on this pedestal. See, they don't understand the way we do, that government has lied, been deceptive. It's been all about money and coercion and power, and they just still don't see it. And now they feel beneath government, like they really do have to, like a lot of them, not all, because a lot are waking up, but a lot do still look at government as their leader. If only they knew what their leaders were really all about. But they are waking up. There are a lot waking up. It's just slow as a snail getting along. That's all. And so they still feel like they're power. I guess that would also come back to feeling powerless. These people feel a bit powerless to fight against government because they're still trying to work out the how. It's not easy fighting back against government. We know that because government, as we know, are so clever that they get everyone to turn on you. Look at the teachers thing. Look at them docking the teachers last week or whatever here in Australia, up in Queensland, the unjabbed teachers. They're still coming after people. You know, they gave them their jobs back. They were stood down without pay for a long time. Gave them their jobs back when everybody was getting the CV virus, made no difference, zero. It was embarrassing. And now they're docking them 18 weeks pay. Like, what even is that? Like, that's the government still manipulating turning people on people. It's just beyond cruel now, isn't it? But that's why these people, they've got to find that inner strength to stand up, and that's why it takes time, because it's not easy to do that, because you're going against the norm. And people don't like to go against the norm. They like to be rewarded, like the star charts I talked about the other day, and they like to be acknowledged that they've done the right thing. You think of all the things that were on TV during the CV jab event. They had ads going like this, and they had these little things going over the top going, "You're welcome." And it was on all our Facebook feeds. Tim and I used to get so sick of it. Everyone would take their photo and they'd go, "You're welcome." Welcome. Now look where they are, feeling lower than government. Like, what even is this? Oh my God. Oh, it just never ends, doesn't it? Oh, hang on a sec. I'll see if there's something to finish off. Yeah, I'm just getting that. They're showing me the biker jacket again, our Braveheart biker jacket. And there's another patch that they want to put on, and it's like, "Speak your truth." So we've earned another patch on our biker jacket, which is "Speak your truth." Because it's when you speak your truth that you gain that strength and that power within. And that's what these people have to learn to do. They have to speak what they're really thinking instead of hiding away. And look, there were heaps of people that were vaccine injured, mild, bit more major. A lot of people wouldn't speak out, because I would notice if someone put something on about how they were really sick after their booster or whatever, all these other people would write, "Oh yeah, I didn't feel well, I had a bad arm, I had epilepsy." All these things, people felt safe then to do it because someone else had come out. So we know they're scared to do it. So, you have to talk your truth. It's very important to part of your healing, and that's what these people are going to figure out. So we're getting another patch now, because we told our truth and we stayed in our truth. So that's what I'm going to leave you with today. Look, have a wonderful day, everybody. I have got very tired energy. I feel okay myself. I feel like everyone's getting weighed down now by everything, because I feel like the agenda, they're showing me a big like bulldozer pushing all this dirt and piling it up onto people, and that's the reset coming back. Oh, not us. We'll push it over that way. It's not coming over us because we choose not to have it. We've put a roadblock sign so they can't go down our road. Oh, God. All right, I'll say goodbye from Australia. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and I'll chat to you this afternoon. Bye. Bye from Australia.